Hello, good evening to all. Hello, good evening. Good evening, everybody. Am I audible? In the kitchen cooking up, get your own bread. Heart full of equity, oranges. Make sure that you don't need no mentions. Yeah, these are my only intentions. Try to you. Okay, fine. So today we'll talk about some more advanced machining process. We have already completed here abrasive jet machining, ultrasonic machining, electric discharge machining, then electrochemical machining, and electron beam machining. We have already covered 5, right? AGM, then USM, EDM, ECM, and LBM. So today we'll talk some more. We'll talk about laser beam machining, LBM, and what is that? Plasma arc machining, right? So some more we'll discuss. There are plenty advanced machining process, but we'll talk only major and main. Important one, right? And if anything is left, you can read yourself, and you can ask me doubts. So LBM, as name indicates, it is related to laser beam machining, right? No, so laser, it is a light amplification simulated radiation. Uh, it is a coherent radiation, right? So light, when we amplify, means when we increase the intensity of light. So laser beam machining, we know all laser. So laser beam machining. We'll understand principle, working, first principle working, right? Then applications. At least these things you have to understand. Let us draw the what you call picture. The picture is very simple. Basically, here laser will be used, right? Will be used for machining. Let me draw the picture first. We have a ruby crystal. Ruby crystal is there. It may be in a solid state or a gaseous state. And xenon tube. Xenon tube. I think xenon flash lamp you have seen, or you can Google it, or you can watch a YouTube video on xenon tube. Basically, it is a tube, right? No, and when electricity is given, there will be very high intensity light. So that xenon tube is that is xenon tube. So it is basically a tube. It is placed. It is placed. It is placed in the ruby crystal. So it is in a tube, right? We call it a xenon tube, and this one is your ruby crystal. So xenon tube is placed around the ruby crystal, and the internal surfaces. These surfaces are made very reflective. So basically, we pass white light. White light. It goes right, and it falls on the ruby crystal. So this is a ruby crystal. And we keep it in a chamber. That chamber is your reflective chamber. reflective chamber, right? This is your reflective chamber. This surface is reflective. So this is your reflective surface, or we can say it is highly reflective surface. The principle you have to understand, highly reflective means the reflectivity will be, alpha plus is your 1. So reflectivity is 1, right? No, it means highly reflective. Whatever means no radiation is absorbed or transmitted by this circuit. So when light passes through this tube and it falls on this ruby crystal gets energized and it emits coherent light. Coherent light means same amplitude light. Let me see. Fine. So it emits radiation, that is light, that is coherent, means it is a one wavelength light, single wavelength light, and we put a focusing lens, focusing lens, so it will focus by. It is not magnetic coil in like or electron beam machining. So it is your optical lens, because we are dealing with the light, optical lens, and by changing the position of this lens, we can change the spot, and finally where we want the machining, right? There it will be focused. This is your workpiece. Workpiece. This is optical lens. So process is very simple, right? Xenon tube is there where we pass the white light, and when the light falls on this ruby crystal, ruby crystal gets energized and it emits coherent light. Means coherent means a single wavelength light, and we use a optical lens, that is your convex lens, convex, and when it falls it on the surface, light bends when it goes from uh, lighter medium to dense medium, right? So and it focus at this place, at the focus, right? So by changing the lens position you can change the spot, and now you have understood it is basically light, and light is having, that is coherent light, it is having energy. So I think you in your what do you call, in childhood, or we burn that paper by by magnifying glass, right? Now we burn fire on paper, one piece of paper, right? So this much energy was heated. Energy was there to heat the paper, and right now similar things is happening, but here it is highly energy is very high. It is very high energy is there. Very high energy is there in that light, because it is coherent. And here, first thing we will understand that electron beam machining and laser beam machining, it is same nature. Nature is same nature. Understand? Same nature. I mean, same nature. Only difference is that here no vacuum is used. No vacuum is required. No vacuum is required, because uh, nothing to do with the electrons here, right? And nothing to do with the kinetic energy. It is all about the photon energy, right? So, and one more thing, when ruby crystal electrons get energized, the electrons goes to the outer space and then it jumps to the lower state. Same coherent, that no similar energy is produced. So that energy is basically here. That is the energy here, right now. We know in our 10th, 12th we have studied. So here get asked that what is the difference between LBM? I said it is same nature. Here we can use metal, non-metal, but the difference is vacuum. Vacuum is not required. That is the advantage. Again, the principle of metal removal, principle of metal removal, metal removal. This you need first electrical energy to power the xenon tube, and it converts into light energy. Then light energy converts into heat energy. So basically, light energy converts into heat energy. Light energy converts into heat energy. That is flash tube, right? No, we call it is a xenon tube or flash tube. Flash tube. Please watch that video. One video must you watch xenon tube. Then you will understand more. After this talk, you can watch xenon tube flash tube, right? No, so you will see the light. Light energy is converted into heat energy. So basically, it is in a thermal process. Thermal process. Thermal process means metal is removed by melting or evaporation. Melting or evaporation. Melting or evaporation. And here normal atmosphere is used, as I said, normal atmosphere. Normal atmosphere is used. No vacuum is not required. And again, it is in a thermal process, right now, or we can say it is thermal jet. Thermal jet already we have discussed. Laser beam machining and your electron beam machining or plasma arc machining, I will discuss later. That is thermal jet, and your abrasive jet machining and ultrasonic machining. Basically, abrasive jet machining, it is a mechanical jet because the stone is forced, right? Now, abrasive is pumped. So normal atmosphere will be there, and again application part. As I said, nature of the process is same as electron beam. So all materials, all whether it is conductor or non-conductor, all type of material will be machined. All type of material, whether it is conductor or non-conductor, will be machined like EBM. And somebody asks you what is tool here, so you can say high power laser beam. That is our tool. High power laser beam. That is our tool. Then shape application. I mean, shape application, or what for what this process will be used. Generally, it is used for drilling a fine hole. Drilling a fine hole. Drilling a fine hole. Right, and cutting. Because it is very narrow. I mean, you are focusing that the spot is very of a smaller size. I mean, we can say power density is very high. Power density, as I said, it is same nature is same as electron beam machining. Only difference is no vacuum. Nature is same. Then limitations. What are the limitations? So one limitation is that because it deals with the light has to fall right now. So suppose your workpiece material is highly reflective or polished. means you have workpiece that is highly reflective. So when light will fall, it will get reflect, right? No energy will be absorbed, because once material absorbs energy, then only heating will be there. But if it is reflectivity is high, highly reflective, means whatever energy comes, suppose I energy comes, if I gets reflect, then nothing will be absorbed. If nothing get absorbed, then how temperature will increase, and there will not be any, the melting heat will not be available. So it is limitation is workpiece if it is highly reflective, right? Because it is dealing with the light. Process deals with the light, and light is having property of absorptivity, reflectivity, or transmissivity, right? So if reflectivity is high, so it will everything will reflect, right? Then and one more thing, that if material is having high conductivity conductivity, if K is high, it means the whatever heat comes here, it will get transmitted. So less heat will be available for melting. So it will be difficult again. It will be difficult to machine. Difficult, difficult machining. Understood? Because the conductivity high means if heat is 100 joule is coming and it is conductivity, it will pass 90 joule. So only 10 joule will be available to melt. Only 10 joule will be available to melt. So it will be difficult, right? Now, same limitations is your one is reflective, second is your conductivity, and third one is a large power consumption also. Large power consumption. So basically this one, this is two, and this is three. Is your limitations. So this all about your, at least you remember this. Again, I brief laser beam machining. Once again, I brief. So laser beam basically it is your, right? We use a xenon tube, sorry, ruby crystal. Ruby crystal. You must remember this ruby crystal. Ruby crystal, because gate will ask ruby crystal where it is used. So it is used in laser beam machining. So when light is passed through a xenon tube, I mean a flash lamp, basically this tube, right now this tube provides light. This tube provides light to the ruby crystal, and once ruby crystal gets that light, white light, it gets energized, and a coherent light, single wavelength, coherent light. Because coherent light only, if light is coherent, like your here I said in your simple laser, coherent light, right now. So once coherent light is that emits, and here all surface we make reflective, so that all everything falls on this ruby crystal. Everything falls on this ruby crystal, and then it comes out. That is very small diameter. It will be in a micron, and we use optical lens that is convex to focus on a workpiece, and finally workpiece receives that concentrated light, right? And finally this light energy gives heat to the workpiece for melting. So principle is very simple, right? Now it is all about heat. Light energy converts into heat energy. Basically it is thermal process, and material is removed by melting or evaporation, right? And we can say it is in a thermal jet also. So material principle of metal removal is your melting or evaporation. And again, important thing I discussed, normal atmospheric pressure, a vacuum is not required. And again, all material will be, whether it is conductor, non-conductor, or it is plastic, right? Or it is metal, because it is related to heat, nothing to do with the electricity, nothing to do with the chemical chemistry. It is all about heat. If you give heat, right, it produces heat. So basic fundamental you have to understand. So heat is used to melt the material. So any material receives the heat that but if melting temperature of the metal is high, like tungsten is 3300 degrees centigrade, so it will be difficult, melting will be difficult. Then as I said, the tool is basically your high power laser beam, that is your tool. But it is not that conventional tool what we studied, cutting tools. But yes, if because it removes the material, so high power laser beam is your tool. So safe drilling of fine hole or cutting we can use. And one thing I discussed, power density is very high, because power density is your power divided by area. So because this area is very small, area, that is spot, right? Now spot is very small, it is in millimeter or diameter, micrometer. So, and this much energy falls on this small small area. So power density is very high, like your electron beam machining. And limitation we also discussed. First thing is the reflective. If workpiece is your reflective, because energy light falls, that will get reflected, and less energy will be available to melt the workpiece. Again, conductivity of the material, because it is conductivity of the material, because the process is thermal process, and the thermal energy used to the heat of to heat the workpiece. So workpiece receives the thermal energy. Right now, if conductivity of the material is more, like your copper or your silver or aluminum, I mean the entire energy, almost 90% energy will be get conducted through the material. So less material, less energy, very less energy will be available to melt the material. And the melting of material is very important, because the workpiece is at room temperature or workshop temperature 30 degrees centigrade. So you need the sensible heat, ms delta t. Right now, if you want to melt a small part, suppose m mass you want to melt, suppose 10 millimeter cube you want to melt, then you need that ms delta t. Right now, that is sensible part, and latent part ml. So this much energy you require to melt the material. If that is not achieved, material will not melt. So it is very difficult for the material which is having high conductivity and reflectivity. And again, one thing I discussed, that the power consumption is also large. Anybody, any doubt? Please ask. Now we'll discuss plasma arc machine. Everybody getting the point? Everybody understood? Please, yes, no, maybe. If everybody says yes, then I will move to other topic. Otherwise, I will keep on repeating this. Where is that Munir? What is that Parveen? Nikhil? Now we'll discuss plasma arc machining. So plasma arc machining, let us draw the picture first. So basically, plasma arc machining right now. Plasma arc machining. Plasma arc machining. So you know what is plasma? Plasma is your ionized gas. Ionized gas we call plasma. And basically arc is your spark, right? No, plasma arc and machining. So basically ionized gas. So what happens when, suppose you have one gas, right now, and you pass electricity, that gas, diatomic gas, changes into ions, right now, and that ionized gas we call plasma. What is plasma? So plasma is basically ionized gas, And what is ionized gas? Basically, when electricity is passed through a diatomic atomic gas, it breaks into ions, and that ionized gas we call plasma. So we will make first plasma. We will make plasma, and this plasma temperature is very high. It is almost in 1,000, right? It may be up to 15, 16,000 degrees centigrade. This much temperature of ionized gas. So this temperature can be used to melt the material. So we will first make plasma, right? And how we'll use that? It is very easy. There is a chamber. There is a chamber, right? There is a chamber, and we have an electrode. Electrode, right? This is your electrode, and this is your your nozzle. That is nozzle. Basically, this is nozzle. This is nozzle. My drawing is not that much good. Anyway, that is nozzle, or it is a right. And this is your electrode. So electrodes and nozzles will be connected with the power source, and this will make positive, and this is negative. This is your power source, because as I said, electricity is to be, and we fill with this gas, diatomic gas. This entire the chamber is filled with gas. That gas may be hydrogen, maybe nitrogen, maybe oxygen, diatomic gas, right? And when electrode, right? No, when there is a, and here is a gas. So when it is very small distance, when this electricity passes, this this gas get ionized. This gas gets ionized, right? When electricity pass through this gas. So plasma, basically, what is plasma? Plasma, as I said, plasma is basically high temperature ionized gas. And I said it is how much? It may be up to 16,000 degrees centigrade. Now, machining, how machining will be done? How machining will be done? This is your workpiece. So this plasma, if you force, so basically machining, the principle, what is principle? Principle is machining is done with the high speed jet of plasma. So we can say machining is done with high speed jet of a high temperature plasma. So basically this falls, and plasma, basically this is your plasma. That plasma is ionized gas, right? And it melts. So it is, you can see, right? It is also, right? So electrode is there. It may be a tungsten electrode, and we create that gap, and finally electron jumps, right? No, jumps, and it jumps through the gas, and gas gets ionized. And continuously we have to, right? Now we are supplying gas. We are supplying gas continuously. We are supplying gas. Here we are opening, so we are supplying gas. Gas will circulate, and that gas will come, and it falls at the workpiece. basically you see here also same like metal of mechanism is your simple, that is your melting, right? And what is the medium? Medium is your plasma, right? No, plasma. What is plasma? Basically, when you see that welding, right? No, or cutting, that is plasma. When you see that no light, when you see that is plasma, that is the basically that burnt part, that is ionized. Right? When you see that lightning part, you right now, that is plasma. Okay. So here tool is your plasma jet. And you know, as I said, temperature is very high, and that may be up to 16,000 degrees centigrade. And the material application similar, because it involves thermal energy, melting, thermal energy. So material application again same. I mean, it may be in all material, all type of material, all type of material. Sorry, all type of conductive material only. Conductive material, that is the application. Because the plasma is to be forced. And basically, application is your, generally it is used to cutting plates. Again, I am telling you, cutting plates. Cutting, gate will ask only this, cutting plates. Again, I am telling you, this will be cutting plates. And limitations you have low accuracy, because it involves very high temperature and high heat. So that heat, because very high heat is generated, so that area gets affected. So basically, accuracy decreases. For more accuracy, you use laser beam machining or electron beam machining. So these things, at least, if the 1 mark gate will ask 1 marks. So I will discuss only now doubts. Once you, I will send today. I will send today uh, all gate questions. Whether everybody is having that gate question papers of non-traditional machining. Non-traditional machining. Everybody is having now all question papers. Rajat, yes. Everybody is having that gate question papers. So, did you try? Have you tried? Could you solve? I am talking about 1987 to 2020. Non-traditional machining. Machining. Non-traditional machining. So Ravichandran has come, right? So how was that meeting, Ravichandran? I think you are busy in that Space Engineer Association. Where is our Ramchandran ji? Ramchandran ji, where are you? No, whether you are busy with the Somanath sir meeting. Director VSCC was addressing today evening 5, 6 to 7. I was watching him also. He was addressing to Space Engineers Association. Okay, okay, fine, fine, fine. No issue. I thought you were busy there. Okay, man. Few questions. So now welding will start, man, because I have to complete. I have to complete. Already discussed, man. LBM required what do you call vacuum, plasma arc machine, no vacuum. Vacuum is the difference. Other differences you apply your common sense. Other differences, one is you make table, man. You solve gate question, Anupam. You solve gate question, right? Anupam, you solve gate question. You will be having doubts. Then I will teach you. You once you solve the gate question, write down gate question years, and then we'll discuss. Because when you solve the objective question, then only you will understand these concepts. Getting my points? You getting my point? Once you solve, I am talking about Anupam Kumar. When you solve the gate question, then only you will a theory. See, I'm again telling you, theory is your 50%. Plus, when you solve numericals plus objective question, then it is 100%. So theory is only 50%, man. Numerical question, objective question, then it will become 100. Theory, I have taught you only 50%. Again, I am telling you, I have taught you only 50%. Other 50% numerical is there, objective question is there. Once you solve this, then it will become 100%. Anyway,